Above us now, good evening. The program we watch now, UDUOTA. If you watch us for the first time, UDUOTA means the heart of the matter, and the original from independent television, Edo State, Nigeria. We do on channel 107 on Go TV and channel 130 on Star Times. My name is Mark Mololo, and today we'll discuss another issue because every day that would bring issues. When we say as they emerge, we discuss them. A few days ago, precisely last week on the 1st of December, right? Yes, story came out for inside the media for how one Sylvester Oromoni died for one school where they call UDUOTA College for Lagos. The school now claims the boy go play football and there he get injured when he die. Why the father say no? That while the pikin die, they told that 3 people that entered the room and they call the beat him. They can also pour something for his body, for his mouth, because the boy mouth, when you see in photograph, you see he mouth something did before he born, and after that, and the constitution if person they play football, now one injury he gets. But when we say this boy can play football, so many ways it can happen. That is why that boy. Another we will look today. If you watch us for Lagos, very soon we will open our telephone lines. May tell us how you feel. Or you watch us for different part of Port Harcourt, anywhere, just call us and tell us your own contribution about this matter. Don't forget saying yes for inside this program. No mudslinging, no insult, no abuse. Just get through the point. Tell us how you be. Because these days I will call us and say boarding schools for inside this country no get control. Yes, we do have an educationist and also the head of the school. It is myself inside this program. Good evening.
I greet you, Akbalola. My people of house, I greet you now.
For Zoom this evening too, we expect one head of school too, Shola Okumpolo. He can also tell her own side how she feel about this issue. But these boarding schools for our schools and for our children in this country, are they safe? Are you sure?
Yes.
Let me start from the beginning. In last year, yes, remember what happened for you? Let me see one woman for one Deeper Life school come and come to say talk the issue of this sodomy around one of the Pikin one Tunde. After that, we can also hear of the issue of one premier school for Abuja. We talk about this issue of sexual abuse. When we say one get called the talk, now it's UDUOTA College.
Well, my people of house, I greet you again. Now, I don't say matter of school. Now training, now it's supposed to be, and when the business angle can enter, now we can say some of the reasons why people they set up schools, they can't they deviate, can't they come up for to train a child. So where they will tell you, the Bible said, train up the child the way that he should grow. When he grows, he will not depart. That is the philosophy. But today, the business angle to schooling, especially for private schools, it don't remove some of the set objectives for even setting up schools in the first place. You ask, are they safe? Are the schools safe? What do we mean by this? For example, students are in school, and parents will carry students go school. They expect, say, at the end of the school day, the children will return home. At the end of the school term, the children will return home. But if parents send students go school, and you not come bring the student come back home, or you not come see the children bring, they tell you say he die or they carry out. Now they say he not safe. Now where we get it wrong? Where we get it wrong be control when the ministry they give to schools. These days I don't know whether now because of the way government they see schools. You go here say one private school, for example, for the Lagos. Maybe we never mention the names of these schools. You go here say that they pay up to ₦1 million.
No, if you get name to call.
Okay.
It is public view. If you don't know public view.
Exactly.
So it's on public domain.
So they will tell you say they charge up to 500,000 naira in a term in a secondary school, and in a session about 1.5 million. And then you will see the rush where parents they carry their children go there. It will be like say something they happen there. And what did they happen there, unfortunately, to some of these parents, they know They know what they go on for these schools. They will now to carry, they will just paint, oh, this place is fine, this place is good. They will watch what they see for television, watch how the school proprietor or the proprietor take present the market. They don't know say that market. Now these people they not too care. Many of them, my people for house, many of them not too care what they come out from these places. So it can't be like who would send the children in Peking go boarding school. Now sentencing, now me call am, you sentence that child to a life of perpetual agony. Wetin the child dey go through, mouth no dey fit talk am. E get wetin we no fit talk for television now wey dey happen for some of these schools. Oyibo will just tell am say sexual assault, they will just brand am like that. But if you come dey go into the wetin these things really be, if you hear am you go say for this word. But again you go see say the school go dey cover am, not talk am like this, talk am like this, not do am like this, do am like that. They will tell parents make we settle out of court, make we settle out of public domain. Yes, it is good, but we know they no follow up to some of these stories. The one when we mentioned for you, it happened for December 2020. By January they say they wan go court. By February the case enter court. Before we know, they say they don't remove am. Then another version of the story just come. And as they post that one now, then even come they argue. A parent will come and say, my pikin dey even the same school, in the same hostel, in the same class. Say, see wetin happen. So we no go fit match the story wey first come out and the one wey people come dey use take dey support wetin dey or wetin no dey. Everybody dey try cover up because of the business interest of these places. So what do you expect? A businessman's aim, why they set up business now to gain, to make profit, and then for the people where they work, why then they work there now to earn a living. And so if they come out to tell the world some of the atrocities where people they commit for some of these places where they call boarding house, when we call gallows, where they hang people, now it be, you will consider say their market will finish. You will see proprietor will say, now like this you will talk, now you will take in your salary, you better behave. So everybody actually behaves to save the business interests of these schools. Some of these schools, they don't fit. You can't call them schools anymore because apart from the fact say they don't turn them to reformatory homes, people where they suppose send go jail, people wey dey suppose send remand homes, people wey parents no fit raise properly, na there rejected, dejected and abandoned human beings, na there they pack all of them put. And because they fit pay, anything goes. Provided they are able to pay. If they tell you 1 million a term, the parent will pay. And anything wey the child come dey do, it no go bad for the eye of the proprietor and for the eye of the parent himself. So
okay, we cannot lose the 1 million.
Yeah,
because you
don't want to lose the 1 million. Now the business and go to it. Now they cause the problem where they. Supposing now those days when only government get these schools, government will give regulations. Say now so it's supposed to be.
No, wait. Different day between say when government gets school, when there's regulation. It boils down to, again, the rule of government, which I feel we will emphasize now and we'll do it another time. Because, for instance, what is the rule of government in regulating secondary school? Do you know one thing that, which is what I can't see? A commissioner for education in Edo State when they reach now, when some people complain about school fees, you go to say, no, na business they do. Now you carry your pikin good there.
Yes.
So anybody tell you do am. Now these schools now they don't get where they report them to. No, they are not. Nobody is controlling them because, for instance, what is the role of the regulatory bodies? When that happen for you, wetin Akwa Ibom state government do? When that happen for Abuja, wetin the Federal Capital Education Authority do? Now. For Lagos now, is it just about shutting down the school, or what action is government taking to ensure say, because right now you forget with the original from Edo, something happened in Edo College. I mean, was it Edo College?
Yeah, Edo College.
And the principal was suspended on paper. And on paper, then at the end of the day, the story just died down.
It's over.
These children went to that for Edo College. I'm sure that at the end of the day they don't use backyard. I don't know what happened, but we only hear say they don't suspend the principal for paper, and at the end of the day government don't enter the matter. What not happen? So when we live in a society like this, we are not going anywhere, sir.
Yes, we are not. There is what we call inspectorate division for the Ministry of Education. Inspectorate. Now they in charge of how schools supposed be. Inspectorate. Then you have exams and standards. We go to control how exam will be, how much you go charge, and how you go take run as a school. The way when school system can be today, I say no be just purely school system anymore. Now business center, and so it be like you want common food for people mouth when you begin look at the nitty-gritty of the provision. Say see wetin e suppose be. See now so things supposed to dey run. Now when matters happen like you dey talk now, who will you cry to? Actually there is nobody you cry to, because government will tell you say you no see government school before you go there, you are on your own. Actually people wey choose to go private school are really on their own. But my advice usually is this: if you choose to pay money, if you have $1 million to pay, please do pay. Make you find out whether you dey get value for that money wey you throw away. So whether you get value, is your child enjoying in school? Is your child happy in school? Are you getting the benefit wey you take pay that money? Wetin you think say dey happen to the child wey you dey raise, wey you dey pump this money into? How e dey cope? You dey lis ten to am? E dey complain? Things dey worry am? Person dey worry am for school? You dey see say e dey withdraw? E dey eat well? So these are the things. A responsible parent is supposed to know the totality of a child. When, for example, I don't want to boast. If I tell you that I know my children inside out, it is true. Because if I don't look, if something is wrong, I will know. If a child is hungry, I will know. If a child has been unduly punished, I will know. From a class, you could just say, a teacher flogged all of us today. They will now ask, why he flogged all of you? Say, they make noise. But if they pained because he no make noise, and then they flog him join. Throughout the day, the child will be withdrawn. How many parents they sit down, they observe these children like this, and because they're busy, they want to go chase money, then they find surrogate parents. You go say, I better me carry my pikin. Na person go bath your pikin. Na person go feed am. Na person go carry am go school. Na person go bring am come back. You are not a father. You are not a mother. If it happens like that, you are not. Certainly not. You for just hire children. May we know say you hire. So wetin you call dey do in the life of that child, you no know say na person life na him dey put for your pikin head. So the child is growing not be by your tendencies and your dictates. The child don't know you. Say you born and come out biologically, yes, but every other thing na another person na dey raise your children. So people wey dey hear me for house today now, especially those wey carry children go boarding house, no problem o, but make you dey very close to your children as they dey there, because some of these boarding houses na zoo na dem be. Wetin I take am mean? You know say even for zoo they get curators, they get attendants. Person animal with they fight, you go see one who will say, hey, don't do, hey, never do. But in some of these body houses, nobody like that. All the children are on their own. It can't be like a jungle where you go say survival of the fittest. Now who get power pass? Now they survive for body house. So may we not just deceive ourselves for here. Because most parents, some of these parents, when you see say they shout now, say, hey, this thing bad, hey, this thing not good. Now them start this war. Where they perpetrate them before.
How?
Some of them who attended these boarding houses, they'll tell you the story of how they live. So in our time, we dey take spoon, fetch water from one drum to another. Dehumanizing treatment. In our time, now that bed we dey sleep. In our time, now classroom. Me don see am with the experience when I get as a teacher. Students break bottle, put am under bed, spread towel, ask junior students make go lie down under. wetin save that child be say another person come say dem dey kill person for our hostel o see wetin dey happen na me come do investigation I come see say na true but again what happened they set up committee we investigated they come write we come write say this child should go but behold they come say look at na children you know they are capable of changing they are still pliable they are still amenable you come dey speak all the ebo then you make.
okay say hello good evening person dey line.
Good evening, it's Deborah on the line.
Where are you coming from?
I'm calling from Benin. Deborah was there on the line.
Go ahead, sir.
So they come dey speak all the ebo say you cannot throw away the baby and the bath water. Now that time now we dey know say baby and bath water they no dey throw away am but you go leave one child make e dey kill the other one like a jungle when I talk before. So if dem dey get attendance.
Okay, make we take the call. Okay, what? Tell us your contribution. Go ahead.
I said it's Deborah that is talking.
Tell us your contribution on the program. We're on a live show.
Sorry, not the live show, I won't contribute on.
Okay. All right. So, people, wetin we dey talk we say things don change and life don change well and many parents don dey abdicate their roles. They no know wetin God say make dem do in the life of a child. You don bring children to the world say you no go fit take care make you dey look am because if you come give another person make e dey do am God will ask you even in the last day whether you believe in God or not. It is your role, it is your duty. If you no fit chop am there you go still fit lick the soup. What are you doing as a parent now these days of telephone? Then they feel reach children wey dey inside body house. Just imagine you are watching us at home now your children are in school. Can you tell us in all sincerity wetin your children dey do now right now? Are they reading? If they are reading in their hostels, who is supervising? I have seen where you go see say one senior you go say senior you go pull him shirt you go tell other junior students make come dey fan them why then they read or make it go hostel go dey wash uniform they go say it's part of growing up. Please my dear, that is not part of growing up. That is child abuse. A parent wey allow such treatment for im child is never ready to born. If you pay school fees give your pikin make e go school go learn and when e make dey learn e dey watch.
May we look at international best practices.
Yes.
I don't understand. It doesn't mean that for Nigeria now, that means to say nothing they work. Well, because to even monitor schools where government give license, they no fit.
Because of the business concern. Then so.
No. Are you sure you're a teacher?
Yes.
Does it mean that in Ghana, in Cote d'Ivoire, in America, in Canada, private schools don't they?
They exist. Where?
So how did they run off for that side?
You see, again, it depends on the philosophy and the interest of the owner. Person wey mean business.
No, leave the interest of the owner. Other squad countries, government not dey regulate private schools.
Do look am like this, make we know there is a template, paper dey wey say na like this e go be, na like that e go be. And like this go be. For example, one of the requirements is that you must have a playground. It's a requirement before you are even allowed to run the school. And your school must be fenced. It's a requirement. You must have your teachers. It's a requirement. Your school must not be in a noisy environment. It's another requirement. Then your school must have sitting provision. It's a these are basic requirements. Now, when they can't give you license and you show, say, maybe they will go show one class. They will give approval for you to run for one class. Say the facilities when you get, it go fit take 30 students. Now the approval where you get be that. Then the man will carry that sort of approval, it go. 30, it will take on to 300. Then when it is time to pay tax, you know say they also pay tax based on the grades. They will say, how many students are there? Say 300. Tax when 30 students go pay, it different from the one where 300 go pay. So government get more money with more schools and with more number. and then with more teachers. All teachers
and less supervision.
Less supervision. In fact, backward supervision. So they know what supervise. And we're not there here to castigate government because now waiting just happen.
No. When you say we're not there to castigate government, which one be castigate government?
Castigate
now
government.
Now make me ask you say wait. Which one be castigate? What will be the role of government?
Role of government.
But because number one
is to monitor
this thing wey happen for Lagos.
Yes.
Yeah? It took the school almost a week, abi? And even by now, I don't know whether the school never even visit the parents of the boy till now.
No, there's a message from the school to the parents.
Message?
Yes.
Which
they wrote a letter.
Okay, bless the letter don't come out.
The letter don't come out.
But before that, some I think as at to this morning, over the weekend, we dey watch whether the message go come.
Yeah, message don't come. Message come yesterday. Say then sorry, they sympathize with the parents, so say that thing happened, that they go investigate wetin true happened.
No, how they go say they go investigate? Was it not the school wey fit come and cut us say na ball the boy dey play when we say country 4? So wetin dem wan investigate when they don already talk say na ball the boy dey play?
You see, maybe for the interest, maybe we take am easy.
Yes.
Because of some people wey never too get used to the story. For the interest of people wey dey watch, you know, say now this one we both dey call the twists and the turns in a case. If case just burst, boah, e get facts, e get lies, e get wetin media dey present. So for the one wey happen to this boy, so this Sylvester, e never dey clear. Me no go fit tell you now say see wetin happen, although I don write some papers regarding wetin happen, but from wetin go dey happen now, from the parents, the man wey the kind approach wey the parents dey take, it dey difficult for anybody go say he know wetin happen. Do you know, my brother, say the parent do birthday for this child yesterday? That was madness. Permit that expression. Person wey pikin die, they don carry am go mortuary, he go bakery go bake cake, say he wan do posthumous birthday. He no even he feel am so. You sure say na him pikin? You sure say this man na him true born this pikin wey dem take dey do home video so? So we have trivialized this matter in such a way that even the owners of the school, the way wey they come dey see am, they come dey watch the man for video say he dey cut cake for the pikin. Now the school authority write their report. I don see am. They say when this thing happen, when the child fall for where they play ball, they carry am go their sick bay.
Yes. Say
dem treat am there.
And
doctor come say make the parents
come medical care.
Good. The mama come say e no dey Lagos. Now we are going to check whether that was true. If true doctor call the mother say come your pikin get problem, it means there must be truth in the school's version. School say they call the parent, they will call ask the mama, they call you say I call you and better not dey. Now I can't say make another person go. That means there is a link between wetin the school dey talk and wetin true happen. Now again, another one, the way Nigerians behave. The parent can't go out on air say he don't do autopsy. Then now he can't dey report wetin dem see. That was very very preemptive. You don't do that. Autopsy now wetin dem go pathology go do. Now they know wetin dey. No be say you come and say they see black thing for your pikin stomach. Black thing what? That was after 1 week. Wetin your pikin eat 1 week ago, e no go dey stomach as black thing. So the whole thing, they come dey confuse the word. We no come know who to believe until thorough investigation go come happen, because Delta State government now say they want investigation, Lagos say they will need investigation, the school say they will support every investigation, but the parents are shouting. This is not the time to shout. They must calm down, make them allow doctors do their work. Now doctor will fit tell us wetin he see. No, don't they tell us say a mount tear, a mount born, something dey in belle. You are not a doctor, you are not, except the man in a pathologist himself. However, in all of these lessons dey where Nigerians suppose learn. if time permit, maybe I will analyze some of the lessons where we are supposed to learn from this experience.
Yes, but before we begin to talk about lessons, remember for us, our phone numbers are they open, like telephone lines, they open. Now our children will talk so. It don't happen today. If it happen to that's our sister for Akwa Ibom for you. Achibong. Now so we hear where we not go see the end, we not go see the tape.
Yes.
The one for Edo College for those states here for many years. Now so they just do whoa. Yeah, we don't see the end, we don't see the tape. The one for Abuja for this Premier Academy, we not go see the end, we not go see the tape. And it's ongoing. So the question is, when we keep seeing things like this, when we say things that happen in this way, what you think say? In fact, there was even a video in 2008 of another school in Abuja where one pikin died, and there were this issue of sexual abuse when it comes to conduct for in this. Remember that?
Yes.
All these things that are happening in the country. Where is federal government? Where is state government? Where is local government? What will be the role of government? How come that these owners of school, federal private schools, they do these things, and then they go scot-free because it can't look like say there's no control. If you get money, whether you because another thing comes to mind. The owners of this private school, are they qualified to own schools?
Well, whether they are qualified to own school, now who get money, now they cook stone done. No? Who get money, now they cook stone done. Whether they are qualified to own school or why not? You must not be a medical doctor to own a hospital. It's a business. Provided who they teach, who they handle the school, are they qualified? Now be the thing. Now who get money, now they throw money into this business. And because they get money to pay, they get buildings where they build, and they get tax when government they get from it. So government allow them to run. But it's very unfortunate, say, not be so it's supposed to be. We are playing with the lives and the destiny of these our children. We dey leave them. We are playing with it. We are toiling with it. One day, some of these things that way with the close eye they look, it will stare us in the face. Then it will come they haunt us. Then people will be asking, where did we get it wrong? Government has not woken up. Government never wake up because everything is shrouded in secrecy. They will do one thing, will see the end like you talk. See what happen for Edo College. Where if me get pikin, you should say, I go agree make it dey that school where students go just carry another student, they go almost take knife, they slaughter am. Where in this Nigeria, where are the principal that we will ask, where the house dey? Today, they go say the student was suspended, he was later called back, the students have been reformed. Now reformation, they have been reformed and they have repented and they have promised. The parents have come to sign undertaking to be of good behavior, that their children will not do such a thing again. You should allow them. Such persons are supposed to be in a special school of the rejected. They go trade them there. Say you cannot. There are some people who are not fit to live among humans. Some of us, I dare say, special apology, are quite beastly. We are worse than some animals in the jungle. And so we are supposed to remove what the Greek people would say, sorting. It get time now when we will talk about sorting of children in schools. You sort them. You look who not fit day in particular class. You see, the one way we never address now when we talk of whether it day, now so a day for Europe. My brother, not be so a day for Europe. You know why? Those ones get structure and they get arrangement when these things they happen. For example, in hostels, you are not supposed to have seniors, maybe 16 years old versus 11 years old in one hostel. You don't do it that way. It be like fish. Fish go swallow another fish. So they suppose sort. Class by class arrangement is the best. Where you will put SS3, you stay in your hostel. SS2, you stay in your hostel. On no account. That one, they must establish that on no account should you move from your own to another one. They don't agree. If it happen, you go meet your parents because they don't bring you up well. If it begin happen like that, people will learn. The parents will even school the children properly. They will talk to them and say, I know one my pikin. As they go school so, I don't want make you go disgrace me. Oh. I don't want make them send you back home. Oh. If they send you back, you go even come stay with me. But it go also be like saying a punishment sometimes when you say you withdraw your child from the boarding house into a day school. Do you know that the proper training of a child is actually from the parents? Because school life now just few hours of the day, about 8 hours, from 8 to 2. The other hours now parents get them. But in the boarding houses, between 8 and 2, the children will take class. What now happens from 2 to the following morning? This is when these atrocities are committed. In those days too, before now, they will get clubs and societies where they will engage children. Then they see house masters. All my life I have been a teacher. I was a house master. At the time in one school, I was a live-in teacher. There is a term like that. You stay with your children, live in. I was in the hostel with the children.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying now. If live-in teacher dey,
yes.
Is it that they don't abandon live-in teacher? Because right now
they are not there.
For number one, a school wey get hostel.
Yes.
Now this other boy, according to the parents, alleged.
Yes.
Say pikin tell am say 5 boys enter the in room. They call off lights. They call the beat am. They call the mash am. Call the beat am. And they call beat am, then they pour something for him mouth. Now if truth to say they true to the beat am, where housemaster dey, yes. Where owner of school dey,
yes.
Where
matrons
all of those dey. That's number one. For Edo College, I think that's in the raw afternoon it happen.
Yes, brother,
they
outside,
beat those
outside,
ones, outside they put there, they use phone, they record them. Where housemaster dey, where live-in teacher dey, where all of this. See, so how come that everything in our country now we no even understand where we dey go, where they come from?
The system don decay. People wey no get business with school are those who are in school. They don't get business. They don't know anything about school and schooling. They don't know anything about raising children. Now, just to say you want money, then you don't know that if you want, if you want build football team, make you know say that money go take feed them. You want to do boarding house, you don't know say not be only children go just there, otherwise it go become jungle. They go structure the place. There will be live-in teachers. There will be matrons where will they guide. As emergency day, people will there where they will control, where they will shout for, where will come help them. Not be say where the blind go come they lead the blind. They will from night beat pikin till they break. And again, you go even blame the teachers. Yes, the teachers and the parents themselves, because they know they listen to their children. They don't listen. They will say, "Go, you are too lazy." When I was about your age, I was already married. When I was this, I was this. You have forgotten that your age is different from their age. What these children know now, a child in JS1, 11 years, 12 years, what they know, a 50-year-old man who is even a graduate will not know. It is a challenge. If you want to check, you just check. We put 16 subjects down for any graduate of a university to answer. And then let this child go and answer questions for this 16 subjects. The world of technology is where we are now. You cannot expect, if you expect, say, wait till you pass through in 1940. Now, in 2021, it's the same measure where the children will they pass through. So it is not laziness, my dear people, where they watch us for house. If your pikin they complain, I beg make you listen. Except you don't value them, except not be you born am, except you don't know say how it hard for you to
you just say this our generation. Again, people for us like I talk, our telephone lines are open. We dey talk about our children. Tomorrow we grow old. Our children will come and take over. How will they take care of them? How will they bring them up? What we will do, where we will go, what we will do, how will they bring them up become an issue. Right now, all the analysis what you give since the parents, what do we do? What's on ground? What will they do to all these children?
What do they do? What parents will do? What you are doing now on ITV is part of what parents are supposed to do. Parents now know, thanks to ITV, they are supposed to know what they are supposed to do to raise their children. Now it is by choice. Heaven and hell now by choice. You choose where you want to go. Day school, boarding school, now by choice and by economic power. who know how school be, he go choose the one wey suit him pass. What parents are supposed to do is this: one, make you choose the school where you know say wetin they do there, you go fit check am. If you be parent and your child dey boarding house and you go there on visiting and they no let you go the hostel, something is wrong. Quote me, say na me talk am. If you dey, but if your pikin dey boarding house and una go visit and you say you wan see where your pikin dey sleep and they put am for law say you no suppose go there, something is wrong there. E get wetin they dey hide wey they no wan make you see, and e get wetin they don tell your children make you no talk about, make they no talk come out. Na be what they call indoctrination. They don indoctrinate your child be that. Your child will never reveal until he go reach dying bed, like we have in the case of this Sylvester. Sylvester did not talk to the parents until they even carry am from Lagos go worry. Now from if they die, now they struggle, they talk, say, see wetin true happen. When they ask am, he told them, he tell them say na ball in dey play. Before the truth come out, he tell them say na ball in dey play. How you take injure that day? Nothing is ready.
Move. Hello?
Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I beg, speak out, so just tell us your name and where you call us from.
Okay, I will come from Benin. My name is Adan.
Go ahead.
But this matter like this, so not the so the people and the parents behind the cause the issue.
Go ahead.
If you hear me,
Yes.
not the parents because of the issue. They're supposed to question the child and the school. They're supposed to get some way to the course. Or you really think before you became all this stuff. I don't have to speak for the matter.
Okay. The pikin, Inokwi start to talk.
Yes.
The time when he won't talk, when he's sitting,
It don't over.
It almost over.
Yes.
So,
Now you will come say, why must a child lie to his father? You know that?
Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, so your name and where they call us from?
Yeah, I come from Abuja.
Go ahead, sir. You hear what's happening for Lagos, Abi?
Yeah, I hear that for now.
So how you take this? How private schools be for Abuja? Don't be the same thing.
They haven't even watched you. They haven't get an operation. Where those
Body school.
all those big people, they operation teachers. So operation too much. You will see if you even touch any of their child, even though there's no moral value in the this private school. They just they do anyhow. They do it please them. Everybody just the young put. So the thing no the gas they do for Abuja here. Anybody where you get money, like now they fit teach your maybe your child did something wrong. And all those teachers they not touch the child anyhow. Because once they do that, the proprietor of that school may fire those teachers. So we have seen series of cases like that in those private schools in Abuja here. It's an issue that we need to wake up to.
Okay, so you, what do you feel would be the best way to handle the matter? What do you think is the best way to handle this issue?
And now the regulating agency now, which is the federal, which is the Ministry of Education, to wake up to their duty now, let them.
Okay.
Anyway, you see where our brother for Abuja talk. Now, true what they talk now, because private school owners want to remain in business. And for you to remain in business, you must need to paper the crack. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Hello.
We'll hear you, go ahead. Well, if you call us, try to reduce the volume of your television so that you will hear us, because when you loud your TV, we're not going to hear you for this side. So if you are calling us, don't try to reduce the audio level of your television so that we can hear you. Hello? Let's say that's more picking down. Okay.
You know, they say now the teacher now for Nigeria, and then they treat like people who don't know what then they do. Now for data, this last week we just passed. Now one student beat teacher to death. I've been not read them.
Yes.
He beat teacher. what did the teacher do? He say teacher be correct his sister. Now he go there.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
What is your name? Where they call us from? Go ahead. Yeah. No, please. So for years, somebody beat up student.
Yes, a student beat up a teacher, not just beating up, sent him to the grave, killed him because the teacher he say he correct his sister. Now he go there, go beat am. Let me shock you. The students today is still dey school. Wetin you go talk? Poor teacher. Now when we miss am, now when wetin we call proliferation, when they come say anybody fit set up any school anywhere anyhow, if you get money put your money in there, e be good o. Government in ten tion be good because government no go fit provide school for everybody. Government cannot. Now they come open as business for entrepreneurs. Say if you get money and you wan invest, make you put. But most private school owners, they come be shy of. They will collect this money for member school fee. School wey dey pay 500,000 a term, you go dey pay teacher 20,000.
When you use the volume of television.
If I tell I take this number, I want to comment of the students and parents.
We hear you. We say they use the volume of your television. It's too loud. Come over where your television dey, it's too loud.
What did you say?
I said come over where your TV dey so that we fit hear you.
Okay, they can't hear me.
We can hear you now. Go ahead. We hear you now.
Okay, to go ahead now.
Yes.
I say what I mean. I want them to say that the fault is from the parents.
How?
Yeah.
How?
I say the reason why I say the fault is from the parents. You know, that is why I heard the man saying, despite the fact that he said that old in this time, we cannot compare it with present times now. During our time, you understand, the way they handle us, no parents, when the teacher flogged you from school because you don't want another down, and you reach home, before you even report to your parents, they will be the ones to be the second teacher to pursue you back to school. Are you getting me?
Yes.
They will flog you back to school. And when they read this, what the teacher will tell them, they will not know that what they do is the right thing. They will not support us. And because of that, it will make us to be fearing of any disobedience or whatever to the teacher. If they even give you assignment just to sleep, it will become a problem. And to do anything wrong will become a problem. You will be scared of flogging that they will give you the next day. So this thing, it makes everybody, it makes discipline. That is why some of us, the elementary level we do, our wives today, they are graduates, but they cannot beat us in every aspect of whatever the education line. But today, what I say is the fault is the parents. I've been seeing a lot of private school. They will say that if they touch any child, the parents will just come and report the teacher or fight against the teacher. Why send your children to school?
Yes. You just say we'll go back to corporal punishment in school.
No, that one is not the lesson.
Okay, hello, move to this last part. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Your name, where you call us from?
Bishop Elizabeth Colna from Benin.
Bishop who?
Bishop Samson Colna from Benin for Selu.
Bishop Samson who?
Bishop Samson Elizabeth from Selu.
Samson Ligi. I'm not going to tell you something you call this program that time now.
Elizabeth from Selu.
Huh?
Elizabeth from Selu.
Okay, go ahead, we'll hear you, go ahead.
My contribution is saying, I talk about what the information that gives to us here. The issue of that boy we happened for Lagos, I don't watch up on television and internet.
Yeah.
I can't say small people are doing Sasha.
Where the movie are they?
They say how to say that person that football go play. And when they say the boy go play football, my only body calls counter like that. See, so how if they play football, who can't they there when they play the football? Who can't be the master, the game master, where they watch them when they play the football? They will be a witness saying that football never for happen to them. And again, I still want to also beg our government. The law when they come for our school now. When they tell us say the teacher pick the kid, they will sack teacher. What be so we take go school for our time? Our time, they discipline us. Bible say, if you study right, you study child. But nowadays, if the teacher flog the kid, if they cry come house, and you have to the weather teacher give governor, they don't sign the teacher. I even close the school. It's Africa, not be America. Africa, not be Europe. Africa, not be Sweden. Africa, the kid, different for Oyibo children. So children don't stop, but they know why you're teacher, they call teacher for school. So a good teacher, so a teacher opportunity at least to discipline children. You know, you go kill her with small kid if he disobey. But now, our government got put up a law saying they don't kill children again. I even to our parents, if a teacher flog that kid, they want to go to the big teacher. They need to respect teacher, the right of teachers. Now teacher make up the governor. Now teacher make up the president. Now teacher make up the senator. The teacher, that position of teacher need to be respected.
Okay. So we will respect that. So each year.
Yes.
Even that kind of look say we don't miss the tackle.
How?
What will be your final advice to government?
Well, final advice to government is say make them
we start as small because we get solution. We not figure treat this topic like this.
Yes.
You know, get to get solution.
I be one look at the lessons. Yes. Lessons for wetin dey happen now where parents go hear, and then lessons for the government.
Yes.
Lessons for the students.
Yes. So
which one I will handle first?
Lessons for parents part 1.
Okay. Lessons for parents part 1. 1. Parents may now know say no be at school take cost. No be if they take the guarantee success or no book. No so life be. They get schools where they even around you where your children will feel no book pass. Then 2. Not be every boarding house be boarding house actually. Some now zoo because these houses they don't get who they control them. They only just collect this money from you. They will carry your child from you, throw am for inside crowd where all the blind go dey live blind. Anyhow when you take survive, you go survive. So some of these boarding houses na jungle na the be. 3. Make parents find time to communicate properly with their children. This era of phone, e no dey hard make you talk to children, but most boarding houses they no agree make your pikin call you anytime when e get problem. Therefore, parents suppose get wetin dem dey call local guardian. E dey important for school. Say na this man na him dey help me put third eye for my pikin. Any problem when he get, he go meet the local guardian, and that local guardian he go be teacher or matron for the school, not students. All the one when they go dey pick students as guardian to another student, na wrong one be that too. Na if they dey talk of settlement just now say pikin when you send go school, boy and boy come dey go dey meet them for toilet and the rest. Things come dey happen because you go say na my guardian na he be. While you stay with this child till 1 a.m. he say na my guardian. What are you guiding when you cannot guide yourself? So make parents know say they need that in a boarding house system. Then 3 or 4, make parents make them cultivate the idea of writing to their children in letters. No longer phone. Write a letter, go to the post office, post it. Tell your child set question for am. Psychology now teach us say wetin your pikin no go fit tell you for mouth, e go fit write down give you. Set questions. How you dey do? How was your day today? What did you eat? At what time did you eat? When did you wake up? How many school uniform do you have now? What is your major problem? When you say question like that and the child write am back to you, you don't dey monitor your children be that. Okay. Now one way wey take go.
Okay, all right. That's what we'll take wrap up. Like I showed now, this matter is too big. We must come back, come look at the other aspects, which is business angle of private school and the rule of government. Because the way we go to Nigeria, we can't control like this. So if we control like this, na big disaster. Because so many things they happen for most of these boarding schools where we don't know, and we parents with the fees we dey make money, and at the money now, see where the money they carry us go. Because all this is a problem we get at the end of the as a country. Whether you be senator, governor, or deputy governor, or vice chancellor, or anything, minister will be, we know they see the end of the story. If your pikin no dey that dey involved, your relative, one person, or your constituent will dey involved. So now good, make we try to sanitize the system. Part of this program will come, but by Friday we do it again. We do it again on this program. Until then, are you sure? Yes. I salute you. But today you don't tell the world say this na part of you say the between education is and the teacher.
Thank you very much. Learn and train our children well. No be every school be school.
God bless Nigeria. Bro, good night.